What's happening, guys? It's your boy, the Chevy Nerd, coming back at you through the power of the internet. And today we're going to take a look at part number 2 of the interior and special features of the 2022 Chevrolet Bolt. Stay tuned for this episode of the Chevy Nerd. Let's have some fun. All right, guys. Well, this time we finally got something right that we should have done a long time ago. And this is just my personal opinion, but powered seats, baby. Heck yeah. The reason we did it before is obviously to look at different ways to minimize additional weight when it came to the interior of the vehicle to make sure we can get the most out of the range. So in essence, has our range really gone up in our vehicle? Well, I would say it has and it hasn't. It stayed the same for what's available out on the road, but I think now, with the difference being that there's more technology inside and things such as automatic seats, we've increased a little bit of the weight when it comes to the interior, but we've kept the exact same range as we did before without compromise. Really, really awesome stuff. So that's one of the biggest things that I had a pet peeve on the previous model, it being manual seating. It's just not as comfortable. The other crazy thing about the new interior is it is so much more comfortable than the previous model. So this will be another big upgrade when it comes to the new 2022 Chevrolet Bolt. Is we're going to have a lot more comfort, and with more comfort comes a better ride and a better experience when you're traveling in style with the new 2022 Chevrolet Bolt. Let's check out some of the more features and new redesigns of the interior. Let's check them out. Alright, guys, let's check out the interior of the new 2022 Chevrolet Bolt. So on this particular model, we're looking at a 2LT trim level model. So the 2LT is going to have a couple of additional amenities, luxuries, and as well safety features. First luxury that we're seeing here is the good old bad boys, the Bose.
Oh my God! Wow!
Love these things. The Bose speakers really do make a big difference, at least in my opinion, when it comes to driving. I love music, and being able to hear a nice crisp sound as I'm just traveling to work to just kind of get everything ready and the blood flowing. I just love it. It's a great setup there. Now, a couple things straight off the bat. You obviously see a completely redesigned on the seat. The seat has more of a standard 2021 styling of equipment here. What I like about it is it's snug, it's more cushiony, it definitely has a lot more padding onto it, and it's very comfortable. This one we went with perforated seats for breathability on it, so once we get sweaty and stuff like that, it just breathes a little bit better. It allows it to be a little bit more comfortable. Now, a major change is not the Nintendo Switch, which is not included with your purchase.
What are you looking at? What? What are you looking at?
But the major difference here is going to be the change into the console. The console completely changed. We're going to go ahead and turn the vehicle on here real quick, and I'll show you a couple of the changes here. So when it comes to the console, what has changed here is that before we used to have we had the electronic precision shift, but it's a little bit different this time. So this time, instead of it being like this little shifter that you move around, it's actually going to be buttons right here. So starting off with your P for parking, any button or anything that moves the vehicle is going to be a pull action. So as you can see there, reverse, drive, neutral is a push, and one pedal driving. This is a huge change from before. Before we used to shift down from drive to low gear, it'd be an L, and it would show a little L in that area. Here, it's just a press of a button, and we are on one pedal driving. Now, the difference here is that in one pedal driving, it is true for drive, and this time it is true for reverse. So we can use one pedal driving to back up, one pedal driving to drive forward. Really awesome setup. So one pedal driving is definitely something to try out. Essentially what it does at this point, just to kind of give you a little rundown, is one pedal driving allows you to not have to use your brake. Basically you press, it uses energy, it moves you forward, and as soon as you start letting off your foot just a tad bit like that, it actually starts braking you. So with that entire process, it uses regenerative power, and I will show you how that kind of works here in a little bit too. Right towards here, you're going to see the sports mode icon there for the button there, and your lane keep assist. And in this area, you're going to see a wireless charging pad for the next gen of cell phones. So on here as well, we're going to see the 2 USB options, USB-C, USB 3.0, and as well the SD card slot. And next to it, we're also going to have a little bit of the old school power outlet. I wonder when this sucker's going to phase out. That'll be interesting. Now, right on here, we're also going to see a completely new design for the infotainment system, and by golly, we needed this ASAP. So one of the most complicated systems when it came to the MyLink systems was the EV system. So instead of making a separate system for the EVs, we now share it within the same family as the standard 3.0 Chevrolet MyLink, except now it has different applications such as the energy option that we have here, but it makes it the most user-friendly out in the market when it comes to infotainment systems out there. GMC, Cadillac, and also Buick uses this system, keeping all of its products in a universal kind of ecosystem when it comes to its software. That is a really good touch there. Right on here, you have that touch response on there. Oh, look at that smudge. So it's easy, it's very fluid there, it moves quickly. The other thing too is that when it comes to the applications, this is the application here for your energy. It shows you what your charge capacity is. It shows you your different options when you're charging, what kind of is happening in the middle of the charge, and it gives you further details on your operation and your usage. It's definitely something to keep track of. Once you start learning your vehicle a little bit more, you'll see how to get the best out of your new Bolt EV. So really major change there. I like it, I enjoy it. Obviously right into that infotainment system, we also see, as soon as we pop it into reverse, we're gonna see our surround camera vision. This is gonna be the new upgraded HD camera, so we definitely have a higher frame rate and better HD quality when it comes to our visuals. We have our front camera on this model, our rear view camera, as well as our curb checks. Really cool stuff. And then when it's coming up to back up there too. I really like that setup. So really awesome technology. I really do appreciate the new camera systems on there. And I do appreciate the new shifter there. Now, alongside this shifter, we obviously see a Connect here, so you're gonna have a cup holder and stuff like that. The previous one had a big hole in that area, so there wasn't much of a console there. It was just kind of like an area for shifting, and then it was just kind of blank space there. What we did is we kept that bottom area open. I know it looks a little bit different there, but the cool thing about that is a great area for storage compartments. So right in this area, if you have a purse or if you have a laptop bag or a tablet bag, bam, it just goes right towards the bottom. Really cool. Right on there, also at the bottom, we're gonna see climate controls. The climate controls are gonna be a lot easier and smoother to see. You're gonna have heated seats here. You're gonna have your temperature change as well there. So this one's going to be a single zone temperature adjustment, and then you're going to have heated steering wheel, but everything is super easy to see right onto your control panel there. I really like the new design. And in general, let's take a look. I mean, the changes were dramatic from last year's model. Last year's model had more of that cheap, flimsy look when it came to this area here. It was kind of like a plastic composite with little squares, which the design was actually really cool. I like that. But this time, you're going back to this genuine style of leather onto your console, and more of that nice finish and gloss on there, as well as more of that chrome feel that goes throughout there. It just makes it pop a little bit better. towards the door, a little bit more attention to detail and cup holders and space with the stitching on there too. It just makes it look more like a standard console, unlike the other one. The other one was cool, but it just seemed a little different. The digital display is also kind of different as well. One of my coworkers had mentioned that it looked a little different in regards to the size. It is a tad bit smaller, but it does display just as much as information as it did before. Now, instead of having a full digital, you're going to have the major components of digital here, and then some of your main lights. The ones you definitely don't want to see light up like a Christmas tree, but you'll see them available there just in case you need that notification, because sometimes all of this can be a little too darn distracting. There goes the radio there. So on here you're going to see the forward collision assist or forward collision detection, things like your cruise control, and then here it controls your digital display panel, which is here. Answer, hang up the phone. Back here it's going to be your volume control towards the back, and then on this side something a little bit different. This is going to be your regen button there. The regen button is another way to go ahead and hit this guy here to get a big regen when it comes to your drive, and this will also slow you down. Underneath this button there's 2 additional buttons there, and those are your favorite channels as you switch through your multimedia. Auto brights on this guy as well. So auto brights is another really cool technology. That technology is probably one of my new favorite ones because as soon as it's dark, if there's no light coming at you or anything like that, it automatically puts the bright beams on you, and as soon as incoming traffic starts coming in or opposing light comes in, it'll automatically shut that light off. A really cool setup. So definitely like it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat here. Let me jump right on out. So let me move the seat forward here because I was trying to make room for the camera and me. Let's look. So I would drive right about there. I moved it to where I would normally drive. Towards the back area here we have quite a bit of space, and once again, like some of those SUVs I've covered before, I like that little flat spot in the middle there. There's no hump there where the transmission would normally go, especially within the Equinox is very similar to that. What I like about it is that flat surface does create enough room just in case a third party wanted to come in and join. You're also going to have that USB and USB-C towards the back as well for your guests to charge your devices, kiddos to charge their devices too. So quite a bit of room in the back seat. Now let's take a look in the back itself. On this, we still have more of that manual function there when it comes to the lift gate. So manual lift gate, we're going to see a little privacy cover there. And towards the back, you're going to see your storage. Underneath here, you have additional storage, which is where we have our mats and your charging plug in there. And this one moves pretty easy there. And then this can be taken off at any time, but you'll see it there. You also see the connection there at the left-hand side where you can lower the seat and put this completely flat. So really cool little SUV. The interior of this has definitely been a big upgrade from the last model of the 2020 Bolt, 2021 as well. It is a very unique model. Definitely one of my favorites. I definitely enjoy this one more than the previous ones. I like the new look of the exterior. Overall, it is a fun car. Now let's take a look at a couple things we're going to do. Actually, we're going to hold off until a second video, or sorry, at this point a third video. The third video is going to cover the driving styles. It'll be a quick 5-minute video, so take a look at that on the next episode of the Chevy Nerd. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode of the Chevy Nerd. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the interior of this new 2022 Chevrolet Bolt. If you're interested in coming and take a look at it, it's definitely one to see in person and get behind the wheel, as it is a fun drive. And speaking of getting behind the wheel, we're going to cover this on our third episode of the Chevy Nerd on the 2022 Chevrolet Bolt. We're going to go ahead and take this on a drive and show you the different styles of driving. We're going to be doing a couple of drives when it comes to the one-pedal driving, your standard driving, and as well as some of the most effective ways to get the most regenerative power into the 2022 Chevrolet Bolt. So stay tuned for the next episode of the Chevy Nerd. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, share it, comment, all that fun stuff. It helps me help you guys out. The more content that I can provide for you, that's my goal. I want to be able to provide as much as I can. So help me out by hitting that like button, sharing it, and sharing all the fun of the Chevrolet Bolt and also the future Chevrolet vehicles that we bring on this channel. All right, guys, stay out of trouble, have fun.